Cavalier faithful, welcome back on into the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. 1-0 lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers, a 121-100 victory in the opening night of the playoffs, the first game of the playoff series against Miami in Cleveland. Ty Jerome, Sixth Man of the Year. Give him the award after the game. 28 points, 5 rebounds, a boatload of those points in the fourth quarter. Takes the game home for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell was outstanding. Darius Garland was outstanding. The defensive collective as a whole, really good, only giving up 100 points, not letting Tyler Hero have a big game on you, not letting Andrew Wiggins have a big game on you, who they both had good first quarters. This was a close game through 3 quarters. There was this little stretch in the third quarter where it was a 6-8 point, game, and it's an Eric Spoelstra led basketball team, and they have guys that could get hot. They have Davion Mitchell, who's he's been a play-in, a playoff riser, whatever you want to call it so far, and what I think is 2.5, 3 games, and the Cavaliers get the job done. Let's slide over to the box score real quick. So 21-point victory. It was a closer game than that, as I said. Let's take a look at Miami's box score. Adebayo, 24-9, but didn't really feel impactful. He was getting going there in the third quarter, but I don't know. I thought Allen, besides a couple of lapses where, they couldn't secure a defensive rebound, I thought Allen and Mobley were fine. They weren't exceptional. They weren't outstanding, but they were what we need them to be. Wiggins with 14. A lot of that was in the first quarter. Hero with 21. A lot of that was in the first half. Davion Mitchell, 18, kind of had a lot of scrap points down the end that didn't really matter. And then a whole lot of nothing from this Miami Heat offense. Ware with 2, Burks with 6, Highsmith with 7, complaining more to the refs than putting the ball in the hoop. And Duncan Robinson with 8. It's not a very Duncan Robinson. I don't know what happened to Duncan Robinson. I thought he used to be at least a serviceable NBA player. Let's flip over to the Cavs. I will say, I'm gonna give one piece of just something to keep on the radar moving forward that I want to see with this series, because to me this is a 4 or 5 game series, and I know, I get it, I understand. We went up 2-0 last year against Orlando. I get that. We lost every road game in the first playoff series last year against Orlando. We won every home game. It was a 7-game series. I understand that, the Cavs go out there, do their job, defend home court. The onus is on you if you're the 1 seed. If you're the higher seed, you have to go out there and defend home court. Miami is the team that is guns a-blazing. The Cavs have something to lose. Even if you're more talented, more skilled, a better coach, seemingly, it doesn't really matter. Unless you defend home court. And still, like I said, Cavs 4 or 5 games in the series. That was my prediction pre-series. I said 5 games. I'm maintaining that because we're just that much more talented than them. They just don't have the offensive firepower. I don't think they're better at anything than us. Not even like all the way down to coaches challenge. They show a graphic where like Kenny had 44 successful coaches challenges this season, and Spoelstra had 10. Whatever that may be. So what I will say is, though, head back into the Cavs side of the box score. Allen 12, Mitchell with 30. Mobley with 9. Like I said, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing extraordinary from Allen and Mobley. Garland with 27. He was magnificent. I thought he was, the clear-cut best player in the game. Even though Mitchell had 30, I was kind of liking, how Darius was approaching the situation a little bit more until fourth quarter Typhoon Jerome arrived on the scene and, puts up a boatload of points, 28, 5, and 3. What I will say is here, the next game, I want to see actually a more dispersed box score. And that might be like, oh, that's kind of nitpicky. Like, look at this top 6. Like, it is dispersed. It was a little concerning after that. 6 from Merrill. Hunter doesn't score in 16 minutes. Okoro doesn't score in 13 minutes. They're leaving him wide open in the second half. Wade only plays 7 minutes. I guess it's, it's harder to get rhythm there. And then you have obviously your subs to get guys out of the game in the fourth quarter. But like, 29, 36 minutes from Hunter, Okoro, and Wade, and they score nothing. That's going to be my only complaint. I want to get it out of the way quick, because besides that one little thing that I want to see in games 2, 3, and 4, hopefully there's not more. Hopefully, and if you need a 5th game, whatever. But in the next 2, 3 games, I want to see a little bit more productivity from that bench. Ty Jerome makes up for a lot of it tonight. He makes up for all of it tonight. And that's going to be enough to win this series. That's going to be enough to win games. There was a moment, in the third quarter, like I said, though, where I'm sitting there thinking, if this is in Miami, it's a little bit different of a story. If this is a 6-8 point game, the Cavs are leading in Miami. I still think that we're confident enough to win that game. But at the end of the day, I would like to see just a little bit more from those guys. Besides that, everyone else exceptional. Really no complaints besides that. I thought Mobley was aggressive. I thought Don was, taking the offense through him, but he wasn't playing like reckless, out of control by any means. Darius felt so efficient every time he touched the ball almost, especially in the second half. Jerome, to all opposing fan bases out there, if Ty Jerome is pulling up for heat checks, head to the exits. If you're the opposing fans, just head out, because that's all you really need to see. He's pulling up for 33-foot heat checks in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. Everybody talked about, is Darius Garland going to bounce back from the jaw injury? Where's the Evan Mobley leap? How much taller can Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell's ceilings can go? Is Dean Wade going to be that guy? Oh, we re-signed Okoro. He's going to be the X factor. The guy that, and this is just sports for you, honestly, expect the unexpected. The guy who didn't even play last year, hurt with an ankle all year, is the X factor for this playoff run. Game 1 is going to show it to you, and this is going to be it the rest of the however long this season goes. It's Ty Jerome. Some games it could be Hunter, some games it could be Wade. Some games it could be like a Jared Allen, even though he is a starter, or a Max Strus. Besides that, it's Ty Jerome for me. Absolutely impeccable performance tonight with those 28 big points. 6th man of the year, man. I don't know how you could give it to Pritchard. But we'll see. It doesn't matter anymore. We don't care about the NBA awards. We care about, winning 15 more games in this NBA season. You've won one game. And this is like, we're going to celebrate the win, and then we're going to gear up for game 2. But like I said, the prediction is still the prediction. It's a 4 or 5 game set here, gentlemen. And I think that the guys are going to talk about this, and I think they're going to do a good job. Act like you've been in the end zone. Like, this is the 10th seed in the East. I know they put the little 8 next to, Miami in the score bug in the bottom. I get it, but this was the 10th seed in the conference. You should be sweeping them. You're the 1 seed. You should be 4 or 5 games. I will give Spoelstra respect and the Heat organization 1 game of respect. That's how I'm handicapping this series. Everything else, and yeah, it was a 20-point game, a 21-point game tonight. By no means is it going. I'm not saying it's going to be 20-point blowouts every game. It very well could be, but I'm not saying that it's the NBA playoffs. The possessions dry up, the pace of play slows down, the scouting gets advanced, the defenses adapt. All of that remains true. I'm going to harp on it all postseason long. We see this every year. So, amazing start to the NBA playoffs 2025 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. A+ start. 121-100 victory. Comment down below what you think of this game. Who's the X factor going forward? Obviously, for me, it's Ty Jerome. Could be anybody for you guys. Really could be anybody in the starting 5 plus him. I think could get the job done against this Miami Heat squad. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe down below with that bell notification on. And we'll see you back here after game 2. Peace.